Wife cheated on me today. How do I come to terms? This is some of the worst advice I have ever read. Yes, get a lawyer. Your house could be in jeopardy anyway if she helped you with the payments. Your attorney will brief you on what the legalities are for your state. If you bought a car for her and it is in your name, it could still be considered a marital asset, as will any 401k or IRAs, even if you had them prior to marriage, because you contributed to those funds while married. Before you file for divorce, if you share a bank account, then feel free to drain it. Cruel. Yes, but you are within your rights. Cancel any shared credit cards also. Show as little income as you can legally in case talks of alimony come up. A 4-month marriage should not get alimony ever. Be prepared for this poop to drag on, and you probably will have to give her some money in the end. Always wait till the last day to do so. Good luck. This is coming from my own divorce experience, where my ex actually tried to poison me, and then when I found out was going to have me arrested after she would hurt herself then blame me. She also abused prescription painkillers. Protect yourself and pull no punches. If you care for the dog, and even if it has been registered, then put in your mom or dad's name, then give them the dog. It will be your word against hers. But remember, pets are property and possession is 9/10. Edit. Some clarification. Feel free to PM me if you have any specific questions. Edit 2. People have been suggesting to get a PI to record indiscretions. This is absolutely pointless, because you don't have kids, and infidelity will not help you, nor hurt her in any way. Divorce is about splitting the marital assets, not who hurt whose feelings the most. The judge is not mommy. I feel for you in your situation. While you are going through this, talk to your parents or a really close friend to help you through. Edit 3. A few have questioned whether or not this is good advice, but I'm speaking from experience. I'm not bitter, but I'm better for the experience, so I will tell men and women equally to be careful in these situations, and I can only say what I went through. In regards to the bank account being cleared, at least in my state, my ex withdrew all the money in our shared account the day before I served her papers. I had to borrow money from my parents to retain a lawyer. I couldn't do anything about it, and she took $18,000. The op can be the nice guy and leave money for her, or take it all for himself. This isn't fake advice, because this happens all the time to other men and women. If the op is rich or well off, his spouse could claim standard of living bullpoop, but again, for a 4-month-old marriage it's highly unlikely. In my case, I was married for 5 years and did not have to pay alimony, but there was a cash settlement in the end. Also, like you, I had 2 pets which I cared for deeply. I was afraid of losing them, so I gave them to my mom and she registered the pets in her town. My attorney said that, even though they count as property, the pets could be split up if she really wanted to fight for them. However, that was also unlikely, because he said I could easily prove they weren't marital property. Necessary precautions. 1. Drain all shared accounts. 2. Pack up a suitcase for her and change the locks. 3. Do not let her into the house or near your person without a police escort present. -3 is very important. If she even implies that you touched her, raised your voice, or looked at her aggressively without any evidence, they will take you to jail for the night. Then she has the entire night to clean out your place. Maybe you can get it annulled instead of divorced. You'd probably be able to cite fraud if she was seeing someone else at the time of your wedding. I'm no lawyer though. See a lawyer as soon as possible. Did you know men that get married live 3 years longer on average? Women that get married live 1 year longer on average. A divorced man still keeps that 3 years, but a divorced woman's life expectancy drops 1 year. And that, my friend, is science. I just came out of a 9-year relationship after my ex cheated on me with her parents' neighbor at her mum's 50th birthday party. In her bed. I was at work, where I'm now. I was in love like crazy. I was humiliated, shocked, and most of all I kept blaming myself. Don't blame yourself. I tried to keep in touch with her. It was her who wanted to break it up. All I did was beg, shout, and send the guy threats. My pride and ego were humbled by the whole ordeal that I'm still getting over. This happened August last year, but the fact that she didn't value me enough to go and do that made me realize that as much as it hurts, She was probably defecating who I'm to all her friends. Her respect for me was gone. And I'm a nice mother ducker. Seriously. I'm so goddamn nice. I got angry for a number of months. Gave the crazy eyes to people in streets. Just wanting a fight and obsessively hoping I'd run into the guy. I never did. A few weeks after the split, we said we would try and be friends. Don't bother trying. So I tried and was still in love and not believing what was going on. Genuinely thought I had been in a dream for a month or so. Anyway, we chat and she was seeming awkward, so I asked her to tell me what's going on. I figured she was seeing someone, and I was right. She had started ducking her 35-year-old flatmate. Me and her are 24. I couldn't sleep for 3 days at that news, and I was suicidal. Fuck her. She's on the path of fail. Go and find a human who is humane. Is it really so hard to love and care? Question mark? Question mark? It is hard if you are around cunts. And unfortunately for me and you, Electronish, we both got ducked by the fact that we put up with a heartless cunt. It took me about 5 months to stop texting her every day. I'm ashamed of most of the ways that I dealt with it, but you will meet someone who is a far better ambassador for what humans should be like in your life, and your soon to be ex-wife will hopefully have all of her future boyfriends cheat on her. Don't stay with her cause you would be somewhat responsible for teaching her how it feels. Just get out. Forget about her and search for happiness. I will add that my ex cheated on me a year before the last incident. It was actually just a kiss, but I became heavily depressed for 8 or so months. These words are harsh, but you need to hear them. She doesn't value you enough, and I don't think you can teach a dumb lesser compassion. Since Florida is a no-fault state, and you are most terrified about her getting the dog, then give the dog to a trusted friend. The state considers the dog a negligible piece of property. Couldn't care less about the dog. And by you giving it to a friend as a gift, she can't do anything about it. Then divorce. Then get the dog back as a gift once things have settled down. You come to terms by realizing you are the better person, and although you thought she was the one, she's clearly not, and she is no longer worth loving or caring about. You should thank her for doing this now and not in 10 years time. You need to get away from this situation and get your head around it all. Also try to learn from it. You may have been ignoring signs or gut feelings. Work out what she was lacking and find a girl who has it. Don't throw your emotions away on hate or regret either. I'm sorry for what you are and are going to go through. It may take years, but eventually you'll find someone who you can trust and you'll be truly happy with. Right now that means nothing. Talk to your wife, as painful as it can be, and try and sort everything out as amicably as possible before getting lawyers involved. If you do want to divorce, then make it as smooth as possible. Lawyers will eventually get involved, but minimal time equals minimal cost. If you feel you can salvage this marriage, then see a counselor, but if you have no desire to, don't even try. Good luck. See a lawyer now. Just because it's all in your name doesn't mean you won't lose everything. Most importantly, do nothing stupid she can use against you. You can try to work it out, but with that big of a breach of trust, I doubt you can fully recover. You need to first take a deep breath and calm down, because when we act on emotion it can really screw us over later. You should take days / a few weeks even to determine your course of action and act like everything is fine with her. If you think that she doesn't love you, then you should leave her / quietly talk to a lawyer and keep her in the dark. If you are confused / don't know what to think, then you need to take time to assess your relationship. Damn dude, that sucks. I think you're best looking at your legal options to ensure that you are protected. Keep things with her amicable. After all, you have a life, albeit not the one you thought, together. Please, don't listen to people saying sex is just sex. Her heart's clearly not in it, and you deserve better. Don't do anything drastic just yet. Don't kick her out or anything like that. Be civil. Lawyer up immediately. Take your lawyer's advice and secure all your possessions. Focus on winning battles legally, not emotionally. I see other advice to discuss it with her. But if your mind is made up and the relationship is over, there's some logic to not saying anything until you've got everything in order with your lawyer. Does she know that you know about this yet? First, Throw her butt out. It's your house. She doesn't deserve to live in it. Pack her shit. Put it on the lawn. Change the locks. Then get a lawyer. You have been married such a short time that you may even be able to apply for an annulment (SP). So you don't have to actually have a divorce under your belt. I'm so sorry that you are going through this. But just remember, it's all about you now. Once her poop is out and locks are changed. D. Try to rent the house out. T. Get an apartment and take the dog. G. Then rebuild your life. E. And get a new start. T. Best of luck to you. U. Just a heads up. Florida requires you to have lived in the state either 6 months or a year in order to file for divorce. Can't remember which. I hope you have a FL driver's license and/or people that can vouch for how long you've lived here. Second, have your breakdown later. You certainly have a reason to emotionally freak out, but don't do it yet. Lawyer the duck up, because you don't really know if she's getting her poop together to screw you out of every penny you have. Third, this too shall pass. I know it's devastating, but in the long run I think you're going to look back on this and be relieved that you found out now before there's kids in the mix. I don't mean this to be heartless at all, but trust me, kids add a whole new level of poop to this crap cake. E. Good luck 3. Many years ago, I discovered that my first wife was cheating about a week before the wedding. We talked about it, and after tears, promises and apologies I agreed to move forward and we married. A year later discovered that she was seeing the same guy, so I finally wised up and moved on. Do not give your love to anyone who does not love you back. Your relationship can never be what it was before. You will always suspect her, and resentment will smolder inside you, eating you up and poisoning you and everything around you. Love and infatuation are not the same. I have been with my wife 13 years now, and what I felt for her early on is nothing compared to the love I feel for her now. That love is my growing gift to her, based on my conscious decision to invest myself in loving her. You have the chance to start over early on, and despite the pain you are feeling now, which is likely intense, you will be fine. Don't use the dog situation to hold your heart hostage. I'm sure it's a great dog, but you can get another one. Move on and take control of your life. The lessons you are learning will serve you well down the road. Fear not. You will find someone to build a loving relationship as you are true to yourself. Well, first off, I'd like to say that I'm sorry. It's always hard to see a marriage fall apart, and I wish you the best of luck. First thing you want to do is to find a reliable lawyer. I'm not sure how one would do that in Florida, but you may not necessarily need the best lawyer ever to start the divorce proceedings. Even with few assets, the divorce could take a long time and there will be a lot of steps, so you can always find a better lawyer. Tell the lawyer that you want a divorce, and he/she should take it from there. They know what the procedure is, and it should just be them asking you a series of questions while filling out paperwork. Best thing to do is to live the best life you can, no matter what, and get the dog. Trust me, I had to move and left my girl at home. Not fun, man. I did some quick haphazard research and there is some good news. Florida appears to be a no-fault state. This is great news, because now you don't have to prove that she was in the wrong. So, don't hire a private eye, because the court won't be interested in who wronged who. This should also make it much easier between the two of you, as accusations serve no legal purpose. You ask to get divorced, and you will get divorced. Simple as that. More good news. Florida is an equitable distribution state. This is very important. Some states do a straight 50/50 asset split, but Florida does not. This means the court is going to look at who purchased/paid/owned whatever assets the two of you have together. Basically, if you owned more going into the marriage and contributed/purchased more during the marriage, you won't lose out on all that. Even better, since you don't have kids, she won't be able to advance an argument based on raising kids. It should all be fairly cut and dry relative to 50/50 states. So, go out and find a lawyer and they should be able to fill you in on the specifics. Keep your chin up. You'll probably end up with the house and the dog, not to mention virtually everything you entered into the marriage with. Although you'll have to show up in court, chances are you won't have to face your soon to be X in court, as the lawyer will handle the bulk, if not all, of the bargaining. TL. Doctor, chin up. Florida is a no-fault and equitable distribution state. You need to get even. That means you need to find that man and have sex with him. Just hope you cracked a smile there. Keep your chin up, man. Hey man, where in South Florida are you? I figure you might not know too many people down here, and you probably need a pal to buy you a beer more than anything else right now. I live in the Palm Beach Gardens area. Also, I'm a lawyer, though not a divorce lawyer. But I know a lot of people down here, and I could probably connect you with someone trustworthy. Edit. I just wanted to make clear that I do not stand to gain financially by referring you to a divorce lawyer. I just thought it would be the right thing to do to help out if I can. Probably going to get buried, but here are my 2 cents. Grieve, but don't let it make you bitter or prevent you from achieving future happiness. Don't assume all women will do the same thing. If you do either of those things, you're terrible. Cheating wife will have one. Any friends or family where you can hide the dog and she won't know? If it is not chipped already, get it chipped and under a different name. Get it licensed and registered to your address under your name and under the new name if possible. Find a lawyer as soon as possible. Don't get married ever again. I would be very careful about hiding the dog with family. That's the kind of thing that could come up in court and be treated similarly by judges hiding assets or cast you in a very negative light. But the microchipping in your name is a good idea, and if you've been paying all the bills to support the dog, vet fees, adoption/purchase fees, then you'll have a strong case to keep it. I've seen other people suggest hiring a pie, but proving she cheated won't automatically get you more in the divorce. I would consult a divorce lawyer and follow their guidance. I'm so sorry that you're going through this, and agree that infidelity this early in the marriage is grounds to go your own way. You might want to seek counseling for yourself during this difficult time. Best of luck. 1. Never take advice from the internet. We are a bunch of random strangers who don't know you or your situation, and you are in the middle of one of the most painful experiences it's possible to have as a human. Your judgment is compromised. The last thing you need is a bunch of strangers reading their own autobiographies into your life. Do not take advice from the internet. 2. When you break rule #1, do it on a website that's dedicated to relationship issues, surviving infidelity, and or marriage building. Marriagebuilders.com is a good one. Google and look for the communities that aren't built around selling you books. You've just entered a very spellable market segment, right up there with guys with small penises. Everyone will try and sell you snake oil. Close bracket. 3. If you want to try and save your relationship, it will be difficult for both of you, but it is possible. Feel free to PM if you'd like to talk about this. 4. Concentrate on you. You can't control what she does, but you can work to become the best you possible. Start that workout regime you've always talked about. Spruce up your wardrobe. This will make you more attractive to yourself, to her, and to other women if you move on, and it gets your mind off things. 5. Get professional help. See a therapist. She should, too, but you definitely will need it. Trust me, it feels great. Good luck. Welcome to the club that no one should ever be in. The pain is compared to people dealing with miscarriages and the deaths of children, and I can tell you that that is an apt comparison. You will survive, though. You will come out of this stronger and happier. My wife was cheating on me right before we were married, like even the week of our wedding. I didn't find out until after we were married. It hurt like hell and there was a huge grieving process. We remain married today, over 11 years later, and just had a son 9 months ago. Yes, he's mine. It's possible to work it out, but she has to want you, and she has to be willing to stop the inappropriate behavior. I took the cheating so personally. When it happened, I was devastated. Now that I'm older and understand human behavior more, I know it had nothing to do with me. You too are no less desirable, are no less of a man. People do stupid things for stupid reasons. If you think she will stop, seek counseling and work on it if possible. If you can't do it, or she won't stop, Move on as quickly as possible and get through the grieving process. You cannot avoid it, and the longer she's in your life, the longer it will last. Write down everything that you can remember, especially that she admitted it to you. Can't stress that enough. Get a lawyer. Put a freeze on all mutual credit cards. Immediately. Since you have only been married 4 months and have no children, I would contact a lawyer and see if you can get an annulment. Then it's like the marriage never took place at all, and she cannot get anything, because there is no divorce or settlement. Just a possibility. See if it's an option. Plus then the dog is legally yours as it is living on your property and in your possession. So sorry man. I've been cheated on and it sucks. I know. You are in a fantastic position though. No kids. The house in your name. Thank chance that you found out now, before you got in any deeper. Divorce is the only reasonable option here. Get a lawyer. Preferably without your wife knowing. Do you have any documented evidence of her infidelity? Make sure your ducks are in a row before telling your wife anything about what you're doing. Edit or annulment as mentioned in other comments. Better call Saul. Seriously, though. He will clean this mess. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.